This is the HITIWAY H10, a powerful 1600 watts electric scooter with a massive 28.6 Ah battery, extremely comfortable suspensions and an overall amazing build quality. It is definitely one of the best scooters I've ever tried, but will it be the right one for you? Let's find out! Use the code DADS30 to get 30 euros off this scooter at the link below. Starting with the specs, this scooter features a rear hub motor, with a nominal power of 500 watts, peaking at 1600. I can confirm that these are the actual specs, since it blasted through any hills I threw at it, with great speed and acceleration, despite my 85 kg weight. On flat ground and on the max setting, acceleration was honestly so violent that made this scooter quite unstable. But fortunately I was able to dial it down by lowering the setting number 12, making the ride very agile but still comfortable. Continuing with the specs, the battery is an absolute massive unit, boasting 28.6 Ah of capacity at 48 volts in this grey version. There is also a cheaper, red version with 20 Ah of capacity. This massive battery size should guarantee about 110 km of range, even though the manufacturer claims are always very generous, and we'll discover later how much range you can actually get in real-world conditions. With such big battery, charging times can be extremely long, but fortunately HITIWAY included 2 charging ports and 2 chargers that will bring the scooter from empty to full in about 7 hours. Still, that's quite some time, and a more powerful charger would have been appreciated. Obviously, big power needs to come with big brakes, and even though they are cable actuated, they do the job more than well enough, mainly due to the fact that the small wheels don't make any leverage on the brake disc, compared for example to a bike. Hydraulic brakes would have definitely been too powerful without the ability to easily modulate them, and the risk of suddenly locking up the front tire and crashing. The ride is made extremely comfortable thanks to the front and rear suspensions, which is truly amazing and does its job super well, absorbing every single crack and bump in the road, making the ride truly smooth. This suspension, paired with the 10 inches off-road tubeless tires, make this scooter a really good option if you have some off-road sections in your commute, tackling off-road trails and dirt roads with absolutely zero effort, providing great traction and control. I obviously wouldn't do enduro with it, but if the path you want to take isn't paved, the H10 has you covered. The throttle is a trigger one, which I honestly don't really like, since I prefer the thumb throttles, but that's a personal preference. The dashboard is very big and good looking, even though I find it extremely hilarious that the speedometer goes up to 160 km per hour, while the scooter is capped at 25. One slight complaint I have with this model is in fact that I haven't found any way to unlock it, and I'm not sure there is one. Obviously that's to make it legal here in Europe, and that's not HITIWAY's fault, and 20 km per hour is still plenty for riding on the cycle path, but still, being able to reach at least 35 km per hour wouldn't have been bad. Everything else regarding the dashboard is as expected, with all the usual information clearly displayed, and the ability to toggle between various informations by pressing the power button. One thing I found really cool are the NFC keys that allow you to unlock the scooter when powering it on, giving an extra layer of theft protection. But don't worry if you lose them, since you can still unlock the scooter with a password. On the left handlebar you can find a couple of controls, one for the headlight, which is quite bright and totally usable in nighttime riding, and the other controls the turn signals located on the bar ends, which are also very bright and clearly visible in daylight. That is it for the specs. How does it ride? Well, with the quality suspensions and relatively big tubeless tires, the ride is truly smooth. The overall build quality is amazing, with zero flex or rattle, making the ride very confidence-inspiring and stable. The handlebar stem is adjustable, making this scooter suitable even for the taller of riders like me. The deck is spacious and is long enough to provide the right amount of stability, and even though I find pretty much all scooters to be quite short, this one is definitely on the longer side. The range test I did impressed me quite a bit, allowing me to ride 85 km always in the highest power mode at 25 km per hour. This scooter is definitely an amazing option if you want a reliable and comfortable vehicle to commute to work or school. If you live in the mountains like me, there is absolutely zero problem, and this scooter is powerful enough to take you up any hill you might encounter. I definitely suggest it if you don't care about absurd speeds and just want a legal, well-built and comfortable scooter with amazing range. There are honestly not many negatives, just some funny things like the 160 km per hour speedometer and the smartphone app, which I found extremely useless. Another negative could be probably the price. In fact, at 950 euros, it's quite expensive. At this price, you really get what you pay for, with a premium feeling product and the appropriate build quality and suspensions to match. If you want to purchase it, there is a link below, and use the code DADS30 to get 30 euros off. That's it for this video, I will see you in the next one.